Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Acupuncture is My Life. Now, I'd like to cover a topic that many individuals globally, I'm sure, are unaware of. Okay? And that is the internal causes of disease. Many individuals feel when they come down with a disease, it's usually due to an external pathogen or something in which they ate. But many individuals are unaware as to how emotions can cause disease. Now, when I say emotions, I'm speaking of emotional strain. Many individuals are unaware of that. And various emotions, the different emotions, the 7 emotions, main emotions, are tied to internal organs, and many individuals are unaware of that. Let's say, for instance, and I'll get into this, anger is tied to the liver, fear is tied to the kidneys, pensiveness, the spleen, grief, sadness, the lungs, and so forth. And with emotions being tied to particular internal organs, long-term or long-standing emotions can cause disease. You see, an acupuncturist understands that the internal cause of disease is usually as a result of emotional strain. And as I stated, many of you are unaware that emotions can negatively impact the internal organs, resulting in disease. I want you to understand that there's a difference between what causes disease from an external perspective as opposed to internal. You see, when you consider external, this can be as a result of climate factors such as cold, heat, dampness, dryness, or even having something injected into their body by, of course, piercing your skin. Those are examples of several external causes of disease. Now, when I say injected into your body, meaning you can take a shot from your physician or even be shot by a bullet or dart or tranquilizer. That's considered an external cause of disease. Now, internally, when the yin and yang factor of your emotions are out of balance, it can greatly disrupt the flow of qi and blood, therefore causing strain on a particular internal organ, as I stated shortly ago, that's related to that particular emotion. And again, examples being liver is tied to anger, fear being tied to the kidneys, joy being tied to the heart, pensiveness affecting the spleen, grief affects the lungs, and so forth, in which I will delve deeper into in a later episode, because I'm going to cover the 7 emotions in detail in a coming episode. But I know some of you are like, how could joy cause disease? When joy is related to happiness, and if someone's always happy, then how could joy being related to the heart cause disease? Well, happiness slows down the flow of qi. And if this lingers for an extended period of time, and I will delve deeper into this in a future episode discussing each of the 7 emotions, but if chi is slowed down and in a relaxed, extremely relaxed state for too long, that can be problematic as well. As I stated in many episodes, too much of anything is no good. Think, for example, water is great for you. We need that. We need to remain hydrated. What happens if you drank 6 gallons of water a day? I don't think your body would allow you to do that, but even attempting to do that can cause a great deal of harm. And that's where I'm coming from. It's about balance between yin and yang, because that's what acupuncture is about. Restoring balance, whereas in Western medical terms it's homeostasis, but restoring balance between yin and yang so that the body can self-regulate. You see, an acupuncturist views emotions and how it affects the internal organs somewhat different from that of a trained physician of Western medicine. To a Western trained physician, the limbic system of the brain transmits nerve impulses via the hypothalamus to the sympathetic and parasympathetic nerve centers, impacting a person's internal organs from a secondary or excitatory perspective. Now, an acupuncturist, on the other hand, sees this relationship as one. Remember the episode discussing yin and yang? Yin cannot exist without yang, and yang cannot exist without yin. So you see, to an acupuncturist, they see this relationship as one, whereas a person's essence represents both their material basis of chi as well as their mind, requiring a balance for mental, emotional, as well as physiological stability. An acupuncturist understands that our emotions serve as mental stimuli affecting the ways in which we live out our lives on a daily basis. Now, these emotions in which we experience individually on a daily basis can become a cause of disease when they are left unchecked for an extended period of time. An example being from a Western medicine perspective. A person who's anxious and, let's say, angry for an extended period of time, leaving themselves in a constant sympathetic state, or should I say a state of fight or flight. This can result in someone being diagnosed eventually as hypertensive, high blood pressure. This is in some ways how an acupuncturist can consider emotions as an internal cause of disease. Because here you have emotional strain causing an imbalance within the internal organs, leading to disease. And I state over and over, to an acupuncturist, it's about that balance between yin and yang. And when this relationship falls out of balance, physiological as well as mental problems, emotional problems can result. And that's just how emotional strain can represent internal cause of disease. Now, in the near future, I'm going to go over the 7 different emotions and how they affect you individually and the relative organ in which they're tied to. But in the meantime, I really need you to make acupuncture a part of your life. because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?